and gentlemen, welcome one more time to Vidane TV for the Showtime Cup Series Budget Sim Boxes 100, brought to you by Vidane TV. Ladies and gentlemen, I am back in the booth for one more series here with Vidane TV here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. My name is Wes Rowdy Hogue, and of course I am here with Showtime Paul Strickland Jr., and we are here to bring you a league that we have yet to call. It is fresh for Vidane TV. Paul, welcome on.
Absolutely. Just getting wrapped up with the Tim's Corner Motorsports Weekly Racing Series race number 3. I'm even learning French here at Vidane TV. Pretty excited about that. But man, oh man, I am excited. These Showtime boys, 37 drivers strong here in the field tonight. These guys run the Cup Series paint schemes, the Cup Series teams as well. So you're going to see a lot of familiar paint schemes and a lot of familiar teams as well. So really excited for the Showtime Cup Series here. The Budget Sim Boxes 100. The league is brought to you by Butt Kicker as well as Sim Racing Nuts. So be sure to check them out on all the social media outlets there, and we'll definitely be talking to them throughout the race here. Sim Racing, check that, Sim Nut Racing Sims. If you want to get your custom high-grade 80/20 aluminum extrusion chassis designed and delivered to your door within 2 weeks. By working closely with you through the design process, SimNut will save you time by getting the proper design for your unique needs correct the first time. Easy enough for me to say. SimNut will also provide you with a custom build price prior to fabrication, ensuring the build is within your budget. So all the high-grade materials are professionally manufactured and shipped right here in the good old US of A and delivered to your door within less than 2 weeks. Let SimNut put you into the last rig you will ever need to buy. Contact the owner, George Elmer. I actually spoke to him before the race here tonight for info and set up the free consultation. Be sure to check them out on the socials. Facebook, SimNut Racing Sims. It's facebook.com/mysimexperience. Or over there on the gram, Instagram, SimNut_racing_sims. That's SimNut Racing Sims, big time sponsor here for the Showtime Cup Series and a big supporter of these boys as well. So, Wes, man, taking a look, this is a big field here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and we're just taking a look. We did go through qualifying, but the timing and scoring is a little bit jacked up on my end, so I'm going to let you go through the field.
Tommy Kelly, and then the outside of the pole will be the 13 of Preston Pure Year. He'll be starting in that 13 machine, and starting third will be Tim Worman Jr. in the 00, and then on fourth will be Patrick McLendon in the number 2 machine. Starting behind them, and then in the number 5 position will be Caleb Levener in the number 12, and then Matt Mackin in the number 9 is starting 6th. 7th is Evan Amick in the 42, with John Tuddy on the outside of him starting 8th. Starting 9 will be Trevor Apsher in the number 19, and then rounding out your top 10 is Jonathan Coombs in that 77. We got Ed Boyles Jr. further back in the 88, with Alonzo King in the 47 starting 12th. Wade Palmer, Ian Yeager, Colin Zemer in the 99, Wade Palmer the 4th, Ken Elhurt in the 95, Ryan DeShazzo in the 78, Marshall Layton in the 22, and Jimmy Apsher in the 18, rounding out your top 20. And ladies and gentlemen, we have 39 cars set to grid here tonight, but I believe only a few are actually making the start, unfortunately. It won't be as many that's making the start. We're looking just a few less than that. But ladies and gentlemen, the green flag is out here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We are rocking and rolling for 100 laps.
Rocking and rolling. You see the number 3 car, the Good Wrench Machine, the orange and white car, heading out towards turn number 1. Got about a car length lead over the side-by-side battle for P2. Tim Wortman and Preston Purier in the 13.
A little bit of bumping and banging further in the back, but we stay green. Got a couple cars that are throwing some smoke around this field here, Paul. Possibly a little bit of lagging issue, but nonetheless, everybody's keeping it straight as the battle for the lead now we have as the 00 of Wortman Jr. starts to look below that 3 machine of Kelly as we head through the tri-oval into 1.
Little bit of side-by-side action up towards the front. A little bit of squirreliness coming out of the 00 and the 2 machine there. It's going to be Tim Wortman Jr. and Patrick McLendon getting an opportunity here to kind of learn some a new set of drivers here, and all these drivers kind of running paint schemes from the Cup Series. There you see a gorgeous 88 machine of Ed Boyles Jr., the Exalta car sponsored machine there, and you can see the Menards machine behind him. and the number 12, that's going to be Caleb Levnier. I'm probably gonna end up
Oh,
butchering a
caution's
lot
out,
of
Paul.
these names here. Caution flag on the speedway already. Lap number 3. We'll see if we can pull up the old instant replay here, Wes. Help me out. Try and find a number that may or may not have been involved in that.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can help you find to see exactly what happened there. Possibly something with the 43. We're going to try to get a camera here for you guys and see if we can get a good look of what may have brought out the caution. Not seeing it yet. There's a lot of cars all over this track here, Paul, and trying to keep up with them. A little easier said than done at the moment, but man, there's action all over this track.
Huge field of drivers here with the Showtime Cup Series. You can see we're taking a look at the 43 car. Was pointed in the wrong direction. We're going to start the replay here with him. See a little bit of smoke there on the racetrack. The 43 kind of following in at the tire tracks of the number 96 of Joshua Nolan. And you can see here more smoke on the racetrack. There you can see the 48 car is actually pointing in the wrong direction. That's what's going to bring the caution out. That's going to be Michael Miller in that machine. But I do want to keep a look. See, the 43 was just trying to avoid the wreck, it looked like, and unfortunately gets tangled up with the number 20 car. We're going to back the replay up one more time, see why the 48's the Jimmy Johnson paint scheme there, Allied sponsored machine. You can see he's on the outside, the number 23 on the inside. Heading on down in the corner there, you see the 77, and, well, the other 77 gets caught up in each other and head on out into across the nose of the number 48 machine. So, tough break for the 48. A lot of damage on that race car, the front end of that race car. We will probably see him down pit road to see if he can get some of that damage repaired. But it's still going to be Tommy Kelly up front with Tim Wortman Jr. running second.
Didn't take long here, Paul, for this league to get rocking and rolling with the action. Again, this is our first time. This is our inaugural call with this league, the Showtime Cup Series. And a good group of guys here. They are dedicated to their drivers and put on the best show as possible here for us. And they're already doing so. We already see some action up front. We didn't see too much follow the leader, which is great. We got to see the 3 right away getting under fire from Tim Wortman Jr. So I'm liking what I'm seeing so far from these guys, Paul.
Absolutely. A lot of big time sim racers in here. A lot of these guys have been around for a very long time. We have one driver that's actually been, when we had him fill out the old Vidane TV driver information pamphlet, said he's been sim racing since dirt was new. So that's pretty exciting. A lot of guys that have been around for a long time in this field, and a lot of names that we don't necessarily have household names here with at Vidane TV, but very excited. We have signed these guys on for the next 23 races to finish out their series, their season rather. So very excited to have these boys on board. A lot of sponsors as well. Butt Kicker involved with these guys, and we also have the SimNut Racing Sims as well. So pretty exciting little group here. Well, I say little group. It's a big group. We've got a full field here. You see a couple of cars coming off pit road out there in front of the pace car. But also want to take this quick opportunity. We're the caution, so that gives you a minute or two to shoot on over to teespring.com/stores/VidaneTV. Pick yourself up a sweatshirt, a t-shirt. We got a tank top. We got coffee mugs over there. You can fill up with your Diablo wine or whatever you may be drinking here tonight or tomorrow morning. I know we got a little bit of a snow day going on here in the Northeast. I'm off work tomorrow, so I'm pretty excited about that. We're going to be hanging out, cracking these Truly lemonades that we picked up here. So we're pretty excited about that, Wes. I know you're down in Florida. You're down there in Jacksonville, so it's probably 85 degrees and sunny down there.
Yeah, I wish, man. I think we had a high of like 62 today. A little nipply. But, this is our winter. We get about a month of winter altogether, and it's kind of sporadic through the month of December and January. Yesterday was in the 80s. Today's in the 60s. It's great pneumonia weather. If you need reasons to call out of work, this is the time.
Absolutely. And these guys doing a great job. A lot of these guys from the Southern United States. A lot of good old boys in this race. So we're pretty cool to be here at Vidane TV. We just finished up an Atlanta, Canada race there. Tim's Corner Motorsports putting on their weekly Oxford Plains racing action here on Wednesday nights. And we're going to be doing double headers here at Vidane TV for the next, at least 5 or 6 Wednesdays, as we're going to be running Tim's Corner Motorsports starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and then these guys kicking off here the Showtime Cup Series at 9:15. So very exciting to have these guys on board here as well. A lot of names and a lot of drivers and a lot of paint schemes. We're going to work our very best to learn as quickly as we can and really start the story building with these guys week in and week out. But Wes, the lights are off on that iRacing Mustang pace car, lining them up 2 by 2. That 3 car, Tommy Kelly, going to bring us to the lead with Tim Wortman Jr. in the 00 on the outside.
And just working our way down the backstretch here. And again, Paul was saying we got Kelly and Wortman on the front row. We got Puryear in the 13, sitting third. Fourth place being Patrick McClendon in that number 2. He will be starting fourth, and rounding out your top 5 will be Matt Mackin in that number 9. Some really cool paint jobs. Paul mentioned it before. Some really nice cars out here. These guys put a little bit of time and giving us something cool to see around this track for 100 laps. But as Paul mentioned, the pace car is about to head down pit road coming off of turn 4 here. We take that Mustang should be at least heading down. There he goes. Driver fell asleep at the wheel. Probably looking for a crowd to take out. Green flag is out. We are racing here again at Las Vegas as the leader comes around to take lap number 8. Great hole shot for Kelly in the number 3. The 00 Wortman will fall into the number 2 position. Puryear going to fall in single file behind him. The battle is now for 4th. Mackin trying to hold off the number 2. He's able to do so. They are single file off of 2.
The number 2 car falls in line behind the number 9 car and still pretty much single file up front. Number 3, Tommy Kelly up front from Mooresville, North Carolina. Richard Childress, racing driver. He's actually done a little bit of Bandolero racing. Got 8 years of experience racing the Bandoleros, and he ran a late model for a year. So no surprise that number 3's up front. He's got some real-life racing experience as well as the sim racing experiences up front, and definitely showing off here tonight. He's got about a 2-car length lead, maybe a car length, starting to close that lead just a little bit. 00 moving his way up towards the front.
Wortman Jr. showed that last run, even though it was a short run, that once he gets a couple laps on his tires, he's able to really put the heat on Kelly. So we'll see if that trend continues here throughout the race. See if Wortman's able to keep up with him, or possibly Kelly's just kind of saving his stuff earlier in the run. So a little bit of an accordion effect further in the back, a little bit of a checkup. That allows the 2 car to slide way up the track. He opens up the door for Boyles Jr. in that 88. He's now knocking on the door of the number 9 of Mackin, trying to get in to that 4th position.
Couple of sets of teammates there battling for position. The 88 and the 9 car Hendrick Motorsports teammates, the 2 and the 12 teammates as well for the Penske Dodge team. And there you can see the 24 moving into the picture here. One pretty cool thing about this series, the SHOWTIME Cup Series, they run the NASCAR Cup Series teams and paint schemes. So the drivers are allowed to essentially run whatever paint scheme they want for that driver, but they are working essentially everybody that you see in the Cup Series, the NASCAR Cup Series that is, they're kind of working together here. So the 88, the 24, the 9, they're all teammates. The 12 and the 2, they are teammates. And you can see the 3 and the 00, Richard Childress racing teammates up front, 1 and 2.
Paul, it's not often we get to call races in leagues like this where they kind of simulate real life, and I like being able to do this from time to time because it's something different. Again, we don't see that as often, so it adds a little bit of flair to a league such as this with a lot of drivers, and it adds more flavor to the story.
For sure, and we're taking a look at the number 12 car right now, Caleb Levenier. It's actually from Chershaw, South Carolina, sponsored by Dex Imaging, Money Lion, Duracell, and some personal sponsors, KL Construction, Butt Kicker, and Raise Energy. One of the Penske rides here, the sweet red and white Dex Imaging. Pretty cool to see him. You can check him out on Facebook, Levenier Motorsports. He's a family-owned late model team. They're working towards driving it, and he's 25 years old. He's a huge Chase Elliott and Davey Allison fan, so pretty cool to see. Kind of learning some new faces here, Wes, learning some new numbers, learning some new personalities. Really excited to get to talk to some of these guys towards the end of the race.
I think that's the best part about this job we get to do, Paul, is getting to know these drivers and getting to know the personalities. I think we both have made some friendships out of calling these races and getting to know these guys, and it's opened up some opportunities for others as well. So back up front, though, Wortman Jr. is putting the pressure on Kelly in that number 3, just ever so slightly. It seems like he's just kind of biding his time, kind of looking low, trying to see if there's a possibility there, and making sure that 3 car does not have does not slip up. He's going to leave that door wide open. But the battle now for third with the 13 of Puryear on the bottom, the 2 car up high coming across the line.
13 car, Preston Purier from Trinity, Texas, RCR, Richard Childress Racing Machine as well. So you're looking at teammates 1, 2, and 3. The number 2 car, Patrick McClendon, one of the Penske Dodges, trying to, well, you see it right there. It's a Penske Ford here in the iRacing. Well, I guess it's a Penske Ford in real life, too. I'll have to do some little bit more studying here, but doing a great job on the outside, trying to get around the number 13. We'll see if he can close the door and see that he does so. Gets in front of the number 13 for that third position.
Paul, just watching these cars coming across the track, you can tell these guys put a lot of time into practice. They're able to hold their lines quite well. And just quick note, the number 1 machine of Joshua Battles is headed down pit road. Not sure exactly what happened with his car, but he's taken his machine down pit road to get serviced by his team. But as I was saying, he's holding some good lines, running side by side really well throughout the field as I'm watching. It seems like they definitely put some time into these cars, and these guys up front, they're showing they have what it takes to get it done here. And now it looks like Wortman Jr. under fire from the 2 of McClendon for that second position.
Number 2 car all over the back bumper of the 00. The 0 there on your screen. Check that, 00 on your screen. Side by side, the 2's going to dip down low. 00 up high. You see the 2 car drifts up just a little bit, but just enough to try and gain a little bit of position there. And the 13 just kind of lurking in the background. You see the 2 thinks a little bit better of it, backs up just a little bit, and he's going to fall into the 00's tire tracks, but gives the opportunity for Preston and that number 13 machine, the Geico-sponsored ride, to kind of come up to the back bumper and give a little bit of pressure there to the number 2 car, Wes.
All it takes is adding a little bit of pressure to make a driver slip up in front of you, and when that happens, you got to take an opportunity, because you can see these guys don't slip up too easily. They don't slip up too often. So we're single file throughout the field here. A little bit of a change of position. If you are a Ken Elhert fan, he just moved in the top 10 of that 95. He made his way around John Tuddy in the 41, who's slowly but surely working his way towards the back of the field, possibly showing a little bit of tire wear there. But we're now getting into that groove. We got a long green flag run here, Paul. Now we get to see what tire wear is going to be. Might see some comers and goers.
Someone we haven't talked about yet, the number 19 car, Trevor Absher, doing a great job there in the P5 position, sponsored by 5 Hour Energy. Doing a great job holding on to a top 5 spot. Just kind of riding around this time, this lap here. 20 laps in, there you see the 48 down there low. It looks like he may have very well have been coming off of pit road. But 19 car doing a great job holding on to the position here. And that's, again, that's a Joe Gibbs Racing ride sponsored by the orange flavored 5 Hour Energy. So pretty cool little deal here. The 19 car trying to move up to the 4th position. You see he's trying to gain a little bit of draft there off of the 13 Geico ride. Doesn't quite seem to be able to pull up on Puryear's bumper. So just kind of riding right now. He's going to see what he can get here later on in the race.
Yes, and it looks like now McClendon opens up the door in that number 2 machine to the 13. The 13 of Purier was able to get it low pretty easily in 3 and 4, possibly drove in a bit harder, but they're going to be side by side coming across the line here. The 2 finally able to clear him back, but looks like the 13's definitely letting him know that he's got the power to get around him. We're seeing 2 different lines now, Paul, start to form. We see that middle to high groove and then the low groove. The low groove seems to have the advantage on entry, but the momentum off the middle to high is just not allowing him to complete that pass.
Yeah, one of the cool deals here, Wes, with the iRacing simulator is it allows the rubber buildup on the track. So the more laps these guys turn, the more rubber actually ends up on the racetrack, and it really changes the grip levels, high, low, and medium lines. And they're definitely going to see that play a factor here later on in the race. We're already almost a quarter of the way through, working lap number 23 here on lap 100. It's Las Vegas Motor Speedway here for the Budget Sim Boxes 100. Be sure to check them out on all the social media outlets as well. That's Budget Sim Boxes sponsoring tonight's race here at Las Vegas. Pretty cool little deal. Very first race here for the SHOWTIME Cup Series. Already impressing. Very impressed to see these guys. Good, clean racing, Wes. No cautions so far. Quarter of the lap down, 3/4 of the race to go. Seems like the 3 cars pretty much picking them up, putting them down. Got a 1.5 second lead over his teammate, the 00 of Tim Wortman Jr.
cycling through the field here, Paul, and it seems like everybody's gotten to a groove right now from first to last, basically, just taking care of their rubber and making sure they're going to be there at the end. Now here comes the 13 again, a Puryear able to work on the bottom of the two, going into 1 and 2. They stay side by side. This is exactly what Mortman Jr. wants to see, though, as well as, of course, Tommy Kelly. Want to see these drivers just battle it out, wear out their tires. We're already a quarter way throughout this race. Wants to see these drivers get even more competitive so they can pull away. But now here comes the 13 now of Puryear. He looks like he should be able to complete the pass off of 4, which he does. Sits down into that 3rd position. Let's see if the Tua McClendon has any answer for it.
He's going to try and peek in the outside here, maybe gain a little bit of spots there. You see the one car coming off of pit road, but bring the 19, Trevor Absher. We talked about him just a moment ago. Starting to catch the draft of these guys, really closing in on the back. Oh, scrapes the wall just a little bit. Doesn't look like it slowed him down too much. Still able to close in on the number 2. The 2 washes up just a bit, and it looks like we're actually going to have a battle for 4th. The number 19 moving up on the number 2 of Patrick McLendon.
Trevor Absher seems like he's just been taking care of his stuff, and now he's able to close up on these guys. He's watched them battle side by side for numerous laps, wearing out their rubbers, and now he's here to take advantage of it as he bounces off the white line coming out of 2. Slowly but surely keeping these guys in his crosshairs, so in case they do make a mistake, he's going to be able to be there and be able to capitalize on it. But so far, a solid run altogether for these guys up here in the top 5.
Absolutely, and we're taking a look right now at the battle for 8th. The 88 currently has it. Ed Boyles trying to hold off the number 95 there of Ken Ayler, and there's the number 9 machine as well of Matt Mackin, who is running up towards the front. 88 driver from Lake Huntington, New York. So these guys are pretty much all over the place. A propane technician. He's got a couple of cup wins here in the sim racing world here at the Showtime Cup Series World, and number 95 right behind him. IT systems engineer, Joe Gibbs Racing, Wadsworth, Illinois, for the number 95. Putting on a little bit of a show here. There you can see the 9 working his way in. Matt Mackin there from Cleveland, Ohio. One of the Hendrick Motorsports cars. And a couple of drivers right behind these guys. You can see the number 5, Wade Palmer. Haven't talked about him at all so far this evening. And he's kind of working his way up to the back bumper of the number 9. That's another Hendrick Motorsports teammate. And you can see the 41 behind him as well. That's going to be John Tutty from here in Indiana. So one of the Stewart Haas machines trying to move up just a little bit. And he's got some four-wheeler action. He used to race flat tracks 20 years ago. So pretty cool mix here, Wes. I'm seeing a lot of different skill levels, age levels. Some guys have run real racing. Some guys haven't in the past. And it's a really good mixed bag here of drivers, experience levels, and it seems like these guys definitely race very well together. As 30 laps so far, green flag racing here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. That is definitely something to really behold. We're looking right now at the timing and scoring. 25 cars still on the lead lap, and it looks like we've still got 37, check that, maybe 38 cars on the track. So great racing here so far, but up front still going to be the number 3 car, almost 3 seconds over his teammate, the 00 of Tim Mortman Jr.
Kelly trying to lead this thing from flag to flag, sun up to sundown. As you see here, the 4 machine of Woodrum, he is actually on fresh tires. You're going to see him start flying up throughout this field. He's got around the 00. The time right now, our leader just ran a 31.076. That 4's ran a 31.7. So almost a second quicker each lap just for fresh tires. Not exactly sure how the tires are going to work for these guys here today. If they have to take a pit stop. If they do, that's going to be an interesting strategy on how that all works out. But right now, Kelly is in that catbird seat, Paul. He's looked strong all race. Nobody's been able to stop him.
Yeah, and we're seeing right now, looks like some green flag pit stops. We're taking a look at the 77 Jonathan Coombs coming off a pit road here. Just came down for 4 fresh tires and some fuel. Looks like we definitely have a little bit of fuel strategy going on here. You saw the 4 car earlier, kind of picking him up and putting him down. He's 2 laps down right now, but he's definitely much quicker than the leaders in that Busch Light paint scheme in the number 4 ride.
Paul's catching his breath after that long shh. So we are seeing some green flag pit stops here throughout here. And I'll tell you what, Paul, this is not an easy place to get down on a pit road where you really got to start lifting. It's almost during the corner, and then you got to get down onto that banking, and you got to do it perfectly, or it's easy to either miss the entry or overshoot it or just spit it out. So you see these guys just peeling off down onto pit road, able to set their cars up and get some fresh tires on them, get back out there. And we're seeing many that were running up towards the front, heading on down. Right now, our leaders have yet to do so, but most of the field is already pit. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out now. As we saw, you're making up about a second or more a lap on those fresh tires. So this could be interesting if we don't see a caution, how this field's going to play out after these green flag stops.
A lot of different scenarios playing out here with the strategy. You can see the leader currently, Tommy Kelly, putting the one car a lap down. A lot of the drivers, you saw the 4 car get that lap, one of his 2 laps back the hard way, driving right around, and you can see a lot of lap traffic in front of him. I don't believe it's going to be too much of an issue here, though, Wes. The 3 is on 36 lap old tires. Everybody else has come down pit road to get some tires, get some fuel to try and make it to, they're probably going to have to come down one more time, I would imagine, here. 100 laps here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. As you can see, the number 3 car trying to work off the draft there a little bit of the number 43 machine, the Richard Petty racing machine. And looks like he's able to close up just a little bit. We'll see if he can get around him, but it's going to be kind of tough to pass as the 43's got fresh tires. And as I say that, they head down to turn number 3. Looks like he's going to pass him with no issues.
Yeah, look, and still waiting for our leader to head down. Looks like the 3 car finally is of Tommy Kelly. No, he gets sideways, and we just spoke about it, Paul. If you don't head down pit road correctly here, it's easy to do so. He doesn't hit a thing, but did he get a penalty? Paul, he was all over the place. It's going to be super interesting to see if Tommy Kelly, who has dominated this entire race, if he ends up getting a penalty there. But, man, that is big. Oof, that's something where I wish up here at the booth we knew if they got a penalty right off the bat, because if he didn't, he just dodged a huge bullet.
Absolutely. The pole sitter coming down for service on that machine. There you see the 13 right behind him. Going to get the right side jacked up. It's going to hand the lead over to the 00 of Tim Mortman Jr., who's coming down pit road as well. And Ken Ehlert, the number 5, he's coming down pit road as well. And here we can see the number 8, the Caterpillar machine. That is a cool-looking paint scheme. I love that paint scheme. There you see the number 8 car of Stuart Ovens. Haven't talked about him yet tonight. He's going to try and inherit the lead here, it looks like. I see he's going to stay out for another lap, cross the stripe, move himself in to lead that lap. One of the Richard Childress racing machines, sponsored by Turn 5 Media and 3-9 Productions. A Newark, New York driver, so up here from the Northeast. Probably getting a little bit of snow action as we're getting some of that here in southern Connecticut. Looks like he's down low on the apron. He's going to try and dip down on the apron, get some pit road attention, maybe. Definitely a little bit slower than some of the drivers here that have come down for pit road, and here he comes. Going to come down to pit entrance. Make sure that he doesn't make a mistake like we saw the 3 car get, a little bit squirrely. But you can see this is the number 8 machine again. Stuart Ovens, he's the 1979 Dundee Speedway track champion. And
go, caution's out, Paul.
Caution out, that changes everything.
Paul, I believe the 95 was involved. I was watching the 3 machine to see if possibly if he got a penalty. I don't think he did, but he was still able to get out and about and still possibly have the lead after it all came through. But the 95 of Ken Eller just lost it on the apron coming out of pit road. That shows how slick that pit road is. Lost it on the apron, came back up on the track, unfortunately, right in front of the field, bringing out the caution. Paul's going to get you that full replay, but man, what a tough break, and this could be a big bailout for some drivers.
Absolutely. Ken Ehlert in the number 95, and you can see here in the iRacing simulation, the pit exit cone is all the way on the backstretch, so you have to go down on the apron, and you can see just kind of gets jacked up just a little bit with the different levels of separation there, and he stops right in the racing groove. 5 car T-bones him there, unfortunately. That's going to be Wade Palmer, the 4th, in that number 5 ride. He's going to expire that motor. Lots of black smoke, and everybody else trying to avoid him. So, tough break for the number 95. Tough break for the 5 car as well. Unfortunately, nowhere for him to go, but that gives us the first caution. 40 laps, green flag here. Not a bad debut here at ATV.
Man, Man, I still think it's crazy on what that 3 car did there, Paul. That's a huge bullet dodged.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's Tommy Kelly, you're still your leader here, and just doing a great job holding on to that lead, really holding on to the lead with that pit stop coming down. So pretty good deal there. See if we can interview the 3 car from the booth. Tom Kelly, the number 3. This is Paul Strickland up at the booth. You get a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Holy moly, bud! Walk us through that pit stop.
Uh, I don't really know what happened there. I think I just got a little too low, a little too early, and somehow kept it off the wall. Pretty lucky I got away with that one.
For sure. That's about how we called it up here in the booth. Doing a great job, though, in the Richard Childress Wheaties number 3 car. Good wrench on the quarter panels as well. Doing a great job in the green flag. You had about a 3, almost 4-second lead. You got anything to kind of wrap this race up and finish up front?
Yeah, I think we have a real strong car on the long run. Made a small adjustment on that pit, so hopefully we'll be even a little better and, hope for a long run to the end.
Good deal. Well, we're coming up on the second half of the race here, so good luck, and hopefully we'll talk to you in the top 3 podium interviews after the race.
Yeah, hopefully. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. That's going to be the number 3 driver, your current leader, Tommy K, and the number 3 good wrench, Richard Childress Machine. And, man, crazy pit entry there, Wes. He was a little bit squirrely, a little bit all over the place. Scored the leader right now. It looks like there's a couple of cars that are just on the tail end of the lead lap in front of him. So as soon as we come to 1 to go, those 4 or 5 race cars are going to be waved right around, and they're going to catch up with the tail end of the field.
All right, so a couple drivers here complaining a little bit of blinking issues, connection issues, just trying to get that worked out as well. Seen a little bit earlier, but it seemed pretty clear throughout that really long run, Paul. And they finally got that really long run in there, about a 35-lap run. Really got to see who's strong and who's not. But out front, we got some different names. Stephen Wood, haven't mentioned him. I believe right now he was scored in the 23rd position the last time we came across the line. So we're going to see if he's going to be scored our leader, or we just got a couple cars here. I'm sorry, we just got a couple cars here at the tail end of the lead lap. That's Stephen Wood, Patrick McClendon. We saw him running up front in that number 2 machine. He got caught down a lap because of the pitting situation, as well as Ian Yeager in the 27. You're going to see them getting the wave around. Derek Cook in the number 26, and leaving your leader to be Tommy Kelly once again.
So 1 lap to go here under caution. Almost at halfway, but not quite there just yet. Tommy Kelly, number 3, he's going to be the leader, doubling them up side by side all the way through. So the 3 car up front, Tommy Kelly, he is going to be your leader. The number 12 of Caleb Levenier, going to be starting on the outside. Preston Purrier, the number 13 Geico ride, he's doing a great job holding on to that top 5 position. Wade Palmer in the number 24, and we saw him earlier on, very strong car, the 00. Tim Wortman Jr. going to be rounding out the top 5.
All right, Paul. So let's see if we can get another long run in here, which I'm sure that we will, the way these guys just kind of set in. But we're about, let's see, we're really close to halfway, so I don't see any reason to really push the issue yet. But hey, you never know. It's iRacing. Sometimes some guys think they can win on lap 44. So let's see what happens. We're going to see the lights on the pace car are off. He's going to take the hard left turn down into pit road, and going to wait for the leader to fire. The leader controls the restart. The 12 is trying to anticipate it, and the leader goes. Tommy Kelly, your leader. Caleb Levener in that number 12 is second. He's already under fire now from the 13. We've seen him work that inside lane on old tires quite well. Of Purrier in that 13. Now he has right behind him Tim Wortman in the 00, who's ran most of this race in second place. He's in tow in third, coming off of 2.
Cars all over the backstretch here. Looks like they're going to get everything lined up. Tommy Kelly doing a great job holding off the field. There you see Preston Purrier pretty much just kind of taking a look at the back bumper, trying to find out what's going on with that car. If he's able to get a little bit more momentum on the outside or the inside, he's pretty much just studying the back bumper, seeing where the 3 car may or may not make a mistake. and try and take advantage here. But man, Tommy Kelly doing a great job holding off the field. Great recovery from that little bit of a tangly pit road entry there. So doing his best to hold on to the lead. The 13 doing his best to try and take it from him.
Nobody has seemed to figure out how to get around the 3 machine. The 00 tried earlier in that run, but just could not figure it out, and the 3 was able to walk away from him. Let's see if these 3 can kind of break away and put some pressure on him. But Wade Palmer in that 24 firing off through 1 and 2, getting below the 00. He just had a bunch of momentum coming off of 2, able to open up the bottom there and work his way around with Matt Mackin in the number 9. Right behind him, and get a little tight coming off of 4 there for the 24. He holds it, but that's going to give the 00 a little bit more momentum coming into 1 and sideways down on the apron. 24 is letting it all hang out.
Bringing his teammate with him, too, the number 9, the Chase Elliott machine, rocking the champ's paint scheme. Matt Mackin working his way up towards the front, trying to follow in his teammates' tire tracks there. Wade Palmer 4, the number 24 machine, and he's bringing the 12, the 88, the 77. They're all up in here as well. Single file right now. Everybody just kind of feeling the cars out. A couple of drivers here that have made a pit stop so far. Looks like everybody has taken 4 tires at this point, and it looks like everybody is within the last 15 laps has made a pit stop. 00 currently the 3rd place driver. He's got the freshest tires by about a lap, maybe 2 laps. But everybody else still fresh tires up front.
Oh, caution is out, Paul. We have the caution is out. And the 1 car is down into the grass. That's never a good sign. Not exactly sure what happened there. We're going to see what happened to Mr. Joshua Battles. We're going to try to get a replay. Looks like he possibly tried to miss an incident there. But, oh, man, I thought we were going to get a nice long run there, but not quite yet.
Pulling up the instant replay brought to you by the Vidane TV merchandise booth. Not booth, tent. We don't have a booth for the merchandise yet. We got a little tent set up. Get yourself a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, a coffee mug over at teesprings.com/shirts/stores/Vidane TV. And we're seeing the 1 car right now, the 43 car, trying to avoid the 99, the old Carl Edwards throwback paint scheme there. And that's going to be Colin Zemer. I haven't talked about him all night. We'll back the replay up just a bit, find out why the 99 is pointing in the wrong direction. And you can see he gets into the corner. 37 loses the back end of the race car, kicks the 97 down into the 99, collects the 21, the 48. A couple of other cars coming through here. The 14 does a fantastic job missing the front nose of the 99 machine. But couple of tore up race cars. There you see the 43 and the 1 car getting involved there, trying to essentially slow up without hitting anybody. But unfortunately, they lose the race cars themselves. But that's still going to be the number 3 car, Tommy Kelly up front. And as we already made mention, shoot on over to teespring.com/stores/Vidane TV. Get yourself a t-shirt, get yourself a tank top, a hoodie, sweatshirt, a coffee mug that you can fill either with coffee or booze, or we're actually filling ours with the Truly Mango Lemonades, the hard seltzers, because, well, I'm tired of having to pause in between tying my boots, so we're doing a low-carb thing, and these Trulies aren't actually that bad, Wes.
You know, my fiance started drinking these Bacardi drinks that come in a can, and they're actually kind of good. I have to admit, they come in an orange and white can. I can't give them too much of a plug because they're not paying me to do so, and I don't work for free. But check them out. They're hard to find. They're like these Bacardi fruity drinks, and you're pretty messed up off of just a couple of them. So if you're an alcoholic but you're still cheap, check those out.
Absolutely. And here at Vidane TV, we always remind you to drink responsibly and always watch Vidane TV responsibly as well. Want to give a quick shout out to everybody watching at home. Thank you so much for welcoming Vidane TV into your homes, watching us on the Facebook, the YouTube, the Twitch, all that good stuff. And we do want to give a shout out here real quick to our friend John Adams over on Twitter. John_Adams84 seems to have found himself a little bit of an iRacing super speedway glitch. Check out that little bit of a tidbit video that he's got over on his Twitter. John Adams, one of the...
Of course he would.
one of iRacing's entertaining characters, and be sure to check out his Twitch stream as well. So lots of cool stuff going on here at Vidane TV. Lots of cool stuff going on with iRacing. Lots of cool stuff going on with this Showtime Cup Series. Wes, I gotta tell you, I'm impressed, man. These guys are putting on a heck of a show.
They really are, and you're already getting an idea of who's strong, who's struggling, who has a little bit of work in front of them. But man, this has been a lot of fun, and getting to hearing a little bit of the race chatter, man. Everybody's super respectful here. This sounds like a fun league to be a part of.
For sure, and it's pretty cool. They pretty much base their teams off of the NASCAR Cup team. So after a couple of weeks of calling the shows here on Vidane TV, we're going to be able to really set up some cool storylines. We're really going to be able to check these guys out and watch as the stories kind of unfold, the championship battles and the team battles and all that good stuff as well. It's pretty cool to have the SimNut racing sims on board as well. Custom sim builds, which is pretty cool. You can get your custom high-grade 80/20 aluminum extrusion chassis designed and delivered to your door within 2 weeks. By working closely with you throughout the design process, SimNut will give you time by getting the proper design for your unique needs correct the first time. SimNut will also provide you with your custom build price prior to fabrication, ensuring that the build is within your budget. All high-grade materials are professionally manufactured and shipped right here in the U.S. and delivered to your door, again, within 2 weeks. Let SimNut put you into the last rig you'll ever need to buy. Contact the owner, George Elmer, for info or set up your free consultation. And again, check them out on the Facebook, facebook.com/mysimexperience, all one word, all lowercase. Or over there on the gram, Instagram, simnut_racing_sims. And the lights are off on that iRacing Mustang pace car 2x2x2 all the way through. Tommy Kelly going to bring us to another restart. Preston Puryear on the outside.
Paul, and I can also say that that front-wheel drive short-track legend I speak of from time to time here, Casey Feaster, he actually has gotten onto the iRacing server finally, and he's turning some laps, and he's actually watching as we speak. He is an avid Vidane TV watcher and a big supporter of ours. So hello, Mr. Casey, the Mocha Missile. This guy's like 6'7". Watching him get into my McLaren was awesome. Trying to see him get into a C8 now is going to be a challenge, and I cannot wait to try to see this guy try to squeeze into my car. But he's on our server now, and hopefully we'll be calling a race that he will be involved in here soon. So the pace car heads down up pit road. Tommy Kelly will control your restart once again, and he fires off, and we are back green at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Again, we had a quick caution beginning of this race, then a really long, about 35-lap run. Then we have another quick caution after that. And now let's see if the trend goes on and we can get another long run here as we are side by side through 1 and 2. And now finally, Kelly, this is the biggest challenge that he's had all race. Tim Wortman Jr. able to get under him through 3 and 4. He may be able to clear him, and he does. Can he shut the door on any possibility? He does. Kelly starting to fall back and fade here coming to lap 54.
But the 00 isn't out of the woods yet. The number 12 car followed him all the way through on the low side. He's going to move into the second position. That's going to be Caleb Levenier and the 12 ride. And he's already coming under attack from the number 19 of Trevor Abshire. So four-way battle here for the lead. It looks like, actually check that. That's going to make it second place as Tommy Kelly backs into the tire tracks of his teammate, the 00 of Tim Wortman Jr. Doing a great job holding on to this field and really basically giving somebody else an opportunity. Maybe he's going to cool the race car off, kind of dip back and do a little bit of drafting here, crossing the line, working lap number 55.
Almost think there's a little bit of team orders there. We're like, hey, your teammate needs a couple bonus points here, bud. You want to share some of this limelight? I highly doubt it, but it's pretty cool to see both of these guys doing as well as they are here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Again, this is the Showtime Cup Series. First time Vidane TV's been able to call the action for these gentlemen, and it has definitely been a doozy so far. That battle for second rages on of Tommy Kelly on the outside of that number 3 machine, and then the 12 of Levener holding strong there in the 12 under 1 and 2 here. All we've seen all race, Paul, is that number 3 dominate, but now he's in dirty air. It's like he's not being able to just drive away like he was before. The car's handling a little bit different.
New face, new paint scheme, new number, new driver up there in the top 5. That's going to be the 22 of Marshall Layton moving his way up into the top 5. You can see side by side in front of him between the 3 and the 12. That 22 is going to be Marshall Layton from Rainbow City, Alabama, one of the league administrators here for the Showtime Cup Series, sponsored by Butt Kicker and SimNut Racing Sims. The paint scheme, he's running the Joey Logano Pennzoil scheme for Penske, and he's won a couple of races, won 14 races, won a couple of league races here as well. And again, he's the owner of the league here, so very cool to be talking to Marshall over the past week. Very excited to have them jump on board here at AMTV. A lot of cool stuff going on here at AMTV moving into the 2021 season, as he's now side by side for that 4th position, trying to get low on the number 12 of Caleb Levenier.
All 3 of the top 3 here underneath a blanket, as the Absher machine of that 19 showing his strength. Kelly and then Wortman. At this point, Paul, I feel like Wortman might be keeping these guys all within this chain here. I feel like that 3 is faster than Wortman, but because the 3's not able to get around him yet, it's kind of just bunching everybody up. You're getting that rubber band effect here. Everybody's just getting right back together, but this is making some great action for us. As now Absher looking for 2nd place in that number 19 machine as he pulls in tight on the 3, going to shoot down low here. The 3 car has been trying to get that outside lane moving. He got it moving in the middle of that long run. It looks like he may have found something again here, Paul. Side by side across the line for the lead.
Give that lap to the 00. We'll see what happens next time by. As the 19 was pushing the number 3, but he dips down low. He thinks better of it. He's going to go down in there and push his teammate there in the 00. So Tim Wortman Jr. still able to hold on to the lead. There you see the 19 changes his mind again. Goes up into the back bumper of the number 3 as they head into turn number 3. Gives the advantage currently to 3 car. Tommy Kelly moving up in front of the 00. We'll see if he moves down low to block his teammate. It looks like he's going to try and hold off both lines. Give that lap to the number 3 car. Definitely led the most laps here so far this evening in that number 3 machine. We're just going to take a quick look. 51 laps, so give him the bonus point for leading the most laps as well. Nobody else is going to be able to lead more than that. Tommy Kelly putting on a clinic here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Paulie kind of showed his hand to the 19, and Absher able to get around his teammate there, the 00 of Wortman Jr. on that outside, showing that there's grip up there. That sort of is the faster line. Now with these 2 kind of breaking away, we'll see if Absher will have anything for Kelly. When Kelly's up front, we haven't seen anybody be able to challenge him. So let's see if Absher's not only able to track him back down, which is not that big of a gap here, and see if he's able to put some pressure on him. But so far they're holding steady here, coming through 3 and 4 this time around.
Another new player up front, the Dirty Mo sponsored 77 car of Pete Polini. He started 32nd on the field, currently running in the 6th place. Looks like he's going for that 5th position, trying to get underneath the number 12 car of Caleb Levenier, and gets around him. No harm, no fuss, no muss, no coconuts. Move that 77 machine, 31 on the scoring, 77 on your screen, up to the 5th position.
And now a change for the 3rd position. Marshall Layton. I don't think we've said his name all day here, Paul. He has moved up in the 3rd position as Wortman Jr. yet falls 1 more back to 4th. Going to put a little bit of pressure into 1 and 2 here, but it seems like something has happened to that Wortman Jr. machine. Just not firing off like he was earlier in this race, possibly with the getting a little bit darker, a little bit cooler out. That car is just not performing the way that it was prior. Here it comes up. Pete Polini, I know I haven't said that name yet. Shout out to him working his way up in that 31 machine into the top 5. He's going to be the next one putting Wortman in his crosshairs. But some really good racing going on here. Back up front, though, however, that 3 machine of Tommy Kelly has strengthened his lead from Trevor Asher to about a second or so now.
Yeah, one thing we're not seeing on this run, Wes, we saw the last long green flag run, is we're not seeing Tommy Kelly really check out in the entire field. Definitely still has 0.8 of a second over the number 19 of Trevor Absher, so still has a very comfortable lead, but he's not checked out by a couple of seconds like we saw him do earlier. You got to wonder if he's going to back up just a little bit, maybe not run as hard, try and save a little bit of tire for later on in the run. I would imagine at 100 laps here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, these guys probably have to come down pit road, as we're seeing a couple of drivers come off pit road right now. I would imagine we're going to have 1 more green flag run here to top off on fuel and get 4 more tires for the rest of the race.
Again, another curveball thrown into this race where it's not over until it's over. We already saw our leader just completely blow the entry into pit road and still somehow come out as the leader. I think something that may have helped save him was that immediate caution that came out. But we'll may get to see here if he's learned his lesson. But that 3 machine has been the one to beat all night long. Even when Wortman got the lead from him, he was able to get around him quite quickly once So back through your field right now, your leader is still Tommy Kelly, followed up by Trevor Apsher. Then you have Marshall Layton. He's going to be running third in that 22 machine. Then fourth, you have Tim Morton Jr. And then rounding out your top 5 is Pete Pellini.
Running 6, we saw the 12 car up at the top 5 earlier on tonight. Caleb Levenier, he's running 6. Wade Palmer, we saw him just a little bit earlier. Gorgeous black and gold Exalted Jeff Gordon throwback paint scheme. Might be the other kid too, but I don't know. I'm a Jeff Gordon fan, so I'm going to call it a Jeff Gordon paint scheme. He's running 7th. Matt Mackin at number 9, Chase Elliott machine, and the Napa Ride running 8th. Preston Puryear in the 13 Geico machine. He's been in the top 5 for most of the night, currently running 9. And the number 2 ride there of Patrick McLendon in the 10th position. So lots of drivers single file all the way throughout this racetrack. Couple of different scenarios going on here with the tires. It looks like everybody pretty much pitted with about maybe 20, 30 laps or so ago. A couple of drivers a little bit fresher tires. Makes me wonder, Wes, if that's going to play a factor here in the last 30 laps.
You know, I can't help but think that it's going to. Man, it's crazy how tracks like this, the way that tires can really play in, they can make or break you, and how you can serve them, how aggressive you are with them, when you pit, when you don't pit. There's so much that plays into that, Paul, other than just going fast and turning left. Those that aren't familiar with this style of racing, when I say this style, I mean, you know, conserving tires, it's hard to really grasp that concept that you really need to take care of these tires. It's not as easy as it looks, and the ones that do it well are typically the ones sitting on the podium.
One of the things to look at here, Wes, is you can actually see on the side of most of all of these race cars, just a great shot of the side of the 9 car. A lot of rubber buildup on the side of those race cars. That's all the rubber balls that are coming off of the tires, sticking to the racetrack and getting kicked up by the cars in front of them. So a lot of different grip lines throughout the track, and you can see a little bit of smoke coming out of the 12 machine. Caleb Levenier, looks like he holds on to it, trying to get around the lap car of the number 1. See who it is. That's Joshua Battles there in the number 1. He's currently 2 laps down. Looks like he may have just come off pit road. There you see the 99 as well, trying to hold on to some sort of lead lap finish, but he goes down a lap. The 99, Colin Zemer, he's actually the first car 1 lap down currently. But again, Wes, looks like we got some green flag pit stops going on about mid-pack and back.
It's coming down to that, man. I wasn't sure if we were going to see them, but we are. And it's crazy seeing 2 rounds of green flag pit stops here at Las Vegas in a 100-lap race. That just shows that these tires are wearing out pretty quickly. But it's also showing that the fact that we're having green flag stops, these guys are keeping it clean and green. Yeah, we've had a few cautions, which is going to happen when you have 30-plus cars on a racetrack with different difficulty levels. But for the most part, this has been a really interesting, fun-filled race. As now we see the Caleb Levenier machine of that 12, he starts slowing down really early to make sure that he makes pit road. He was running 7th the last time around, so he's going to bring down his Ford Mustang in for service for possibly the last time for this race on lap 62.
May very well have been watching Verdane TV on his phone or in the TV in the background and saw that Tommy Kelly, the leader, had an issue coming down pit road under the green flag conditions. So wants to make sure that doesn't go slipping and sliding all over the place. And we'll see what happens here. We got less than 30 to go, 25 laps to go. Real quick race here. It's crazy to go through 100 laps, 75 laps here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway that quickly, Wes. Man, these guys, a really impressive show so far tonight. And you can see right now, we mentioned it a few laps ago, the number 3, a little bit different. Looked like he was kind of saving some tires just a little bit. Not anymore. 2.6 seconds is the distance between the number 3 of Tommy Kelly and the P2 machine, the number 19 of Trevor Absher. And we can see a lot of drivers starting to dip on down pit road for another pit stop, trying to get some tires, trying to get some fuel, trying to get some adjustments, a little bit of damage repair possibly as well down there on pit road.
All right, so now we got the Stephen Wood is heading down pit road, as well as Michael Buckley in the 32 has headed down pit road. The 24 of Wade Palmer, the 5th. How many Wade Palmers are there? That is crazy. Matt Mackin
at least
has
5.
headed down. My Lord, there's at least 2 of them in here. That's crazy. I wonder if they're all in one room racing, like Wade 1 through 5, just all in one room racing. That would be awesome. If that is true, please somebody send us a picture.
Absolutely.
Colin Zemer in the 99 is head down pit road, and that chrome Ford Mustang that screams "Look at me." Ed Boyles in the 88 is headed on down as well. As well as Alonzo King in the number 47. Haven't been able to say his name much here tonight either. So, seeing quite a few cars coming down, making their stops. One car that we haven't seen so far, I don't think that number 3 machine is pitted yet, has he?
Nope, just crossed the stripe. Lap number 78. We're getting worked on right now, and still working a 3-second lead over the second place machine of number 19. Trevor Absher still has not pitted. 00 of Tim Wortman Jr. has not pitted as well. The 31, check that, the 77 of Pete Pellini, he hasn't pitted yet. And the number 2 still on the racetrack as well. So a lot of drivers up here in the top 5 have not pitted. Looks like the number 3 car is going to come down pit road. Little bit squirrely, but not as bad as last time by. Able to get that car woed up. Doesn't smoke the tires or anything like that. Tom Kelly come down, getting service on that machine. And there you can see the right side of that race car. A lot of rubber buildup, a lot of the tire material coming off the tires, getting on the track, and then getting on the side of the cars. Doesn't really affect the handling there, but it tells you just how much rubber's flying off of the tires on these race cars. So, pole sitter, number 3, Tommy Kelly, getting service on that machine. There you see the right side getting jacked up. 2 tires over there. We'll see if it's 4 tires or 2 tires. It's going to be a 4-tire stop. They jack up the left-hand side, going to get down and away. 14.8 second pit stop. Great stop here for the iRacing service, but still looking up front. Tim Wortman Jr. has not come down pit road yet. He's currently the leader. Number 2, Patrick McClendon, about 3 seconds back, and the number 14, Derek Cook. Haven't mentioned his name at all tonight. Sponsored by HighPoint.com. He is currently running in the 3rd position. The number 8 card against Stephen Owens in the 4th, and the number 5 of John Tuddy. The number 41 of Stuart Haas Racing Machine is rounding out the top 5.
The 00 has finally headed down pit road. Tim Wortman, I think he was hoping for a caution there, possibly catch the 3 car down a lap, but unfortunately did not come out for him. So the 3, as we're going to assume that once he comes back around, he's going to reassume the lead as this pit cycle begins to completely cycle through. So I'm going to assume here that number 3 machine of Kelly will be back as your leader as he makes his way through 3 and 4 here, coming across the line. And he will be the leader. And now it's really going to take a miracle, I would say. Actually, no, I'm sorry. He is not the leader yet. Patrick McClendon still hasn't pitted in that 2 machine. Wow. He's really trying to stretch it out there. I'm not exactly sure if this is going to be a good idea. This is a Hail Mary, Paul. This is, hey, I don't have anything for him. I need a caution. Same thing with John Tuddy. He's hoping for a caution to come out.
We're seeing right now, we just saw the number 8 car, the 4th place car is on pit road getting service to that machine. The 41 is still out, and he is in a mayhem fest. There you see the 18 car going by him as well, the 32 going by. I haven't talked about those guys all night long. He's holding on for a caution. There's only 3 cars on the lead lap. Patrick McClendon in the number 2, the number 14 of Derek Cook, and John Tuddy in the number 3. Absolutely a Hail Mary play at this point. But what better way to get yourself in position? There you see the leader, number 2, coming down pit road. He has had enough. He's going to get some tires put on that race car. 14 looks like he's going to try and stay out, at least lead a lap at this point. He's got a 7-second deficit he's got to make up, but there's a massive pile of cars behind him. They've all got fresher tires. They're all going to want to get around him real quick, and they're all battling each other for position. There you see the 77 losing the back end just a little bit, but he's going to come down low. Number 14, get his lap back the hard way. The 14 car of Derek Cook, not going to be able to come down pit road this time. There's 2 cars down low behind him. And, man, these guys doing a great job getting around that car. There's nothing wrong with him. He's just got old tires, and he's trying to hold on for a caution.
Yeah, I think it might be too little too late, though, but you know what? Might as well try it. We saw the 2 machine head down pit road and get service, and I think he succumbed to the idea of, yep, I've just used my stuff up. There's nothing I can do. Now it's going to be the 41 of John Tuddy to see when he decides to head down pit road. He still hasn't, so he's still hanging on to that lick and a promise. We'll see as he comes down through 3 and 4 this time around, a lap 85, if he decides that, hey, I need some tires on this thing. He's running almost 2 seconds slower than what the fresh tires are, but nope, he's still staying out.
14, Derek Cook came down. John Tuddy wants to stay out and lead a lap, get a bonus point. And there you see, he gets on around. He's going to lead that lap. Tommy Kelly, 16 seconds behind the first place, which is pretty crazy to think because the 41 hasn't pitted. The 3 has come down, made his final pit stop. He's got 7 laps on those tires, and he is clicking them off like it's nobody's business. Getting on down low between by the number 96 machine, passes him no problem down low. One thing I'm noticing about that 3-car, Wes, no damage. No crinkles, no dents, no dings, no coconuts on that number 3 car. Nice and clean all the way throughout the race so far.
Typically, you don't see that many damaged cars here at Vegas, but this has been an eventful race for a lot of these guys. And even with the little bit of damage that they may have, these cars are still holding strong, both the Camaro and the Mustang. So it's good to see the bodies here on iRacing still able to be competitive, even with a little bit of cosmetic damage that some of these cars have. So as the field is starting to finally wind through the end of the pit cycle here. Right now, sitting second is Tommy Kelly, but sitting first and finally heading down pit road is John Tuddy. John Tuddy, as he goes down, Tommy Kelly goes ahead and passes him here at the line. He has scored the leader as we come around to lap 88.
Just ran on board for about a half a lap. The number 3 car doing an awesome job, just being able to move through the lap traffic as he was able to. Nice and clean, gets around the 8 car, no problem. And gonna pretty much finish up the green flag pit stop. Second green flag pit stop cycle here tonight. Tommy Kelly up front. The number 3 car, Preston Purrier. And the number 13 Geico ride. He's going to be second. He's about 4 seconds back. 3 seconds behind him is going to be the 19 car, Trevor Absher. Wade Palmer, the 5th. And the number 24 car is going to be running 4th. And the 00 of Tim Wortman Jr. right on his inside, running 3 wide right now. 37. He is looks like he's a lap down at this point. But the 00 side by side for position number 4 with that number 24 car of Wade Palmer 5.
Starting to see the cream rise to the top there after the pit cycle. As Tim Wortman Jr., I got to say, good job by him with the bounce back that he's made.
Oh, speaking of bounce,
96! Woo! What a save by the 96 of Nolan. Man, Tim just kind of went on through him. Said, "Hey, get out of my way! I got fresh tires, and you don't." As I was saying, shout out to him for his bounce back, and he's trying to work his way here through this lap traffic. Hope he doesn't bounce off another car as he comes up to Wade Palmer, the 5th out of like 30. He's able to get around Wade without an issue. Definitely has better tires than that 24 machine does. We've seen that 24 of Wade come in. One of the first sets of cars to come in this time around. So that 00 works his way up to 4th, and that's about where he's been running. He ran second for a while, but Trevor Absher really turned it on in that 19, as well as a Purrier in that 13. But back up front, just putting them down is Tommy Kelly. This time around, we'll be at 9 to go.
9 laps to go here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Budget Sim boxes. 100 laps the distance here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And Tommy Kelly just picking them up, putting them down, and he's putting the 21 car a lap down, trying to make it happen on the outside line, and trying to move up on the 42 car as well. So awesome drive there by Tommy Kelly. A little bit of a squirrely pit road entry there on the first green flag pit stop, but definitely cleaned it up for the second one. And he is letting everybody know that he's the man here at Las Vegas. He's got about a 5-second lead over second place, the number 13, Preston Purrier.
So, Paul, with this being our first time watching this group of cars, man, I got to say that this league has been a blast to watch. Again, listening to the driver chatter, really, really respectable guys. A lot of communication. You love to see that. You know, we've called leagues before in the past, and I've seen leagues in the past where there's not a lot. It's either not a lot of communication or not a lot of cohesion in between the drivers, and you can tell there's a lot of respect here. So we love seeing that coming from the leagues that we get to call. And it seems like those are the leagues that put on the best action and really get us out of our seats. So definitely this inaugural race here has been fun with the Showtime Cup
Oh,
Series.
trouble. 42 is big time sideways. It looks like they're actually going to gather it back up once again. The 42 gets big time sideways. He pancakes with another driver.
21 to 14, and they're on the apron, Paul, and it stays green.
14 down on the apron. He's going to be able to grab a gear, get going again. There's the 21 in front of him. He gets on around him. The 21's going to get out of the car. He's going to call it a good night. And the 14's able to grab a gear. He's going to point it in the right direction. So we're going to stay green. 5 laps to go. Flagman's showing him a handful. There you see the leader showing up on turn number 3. He's going to come in behind number 48. Looks like that 48 car looks like it belongs on the East Coast Winter League Sunday Night League here on Vidane TV. Looking like a modified without the front clip on that race car. Big time damage there for that ride. But man, the Tommy Kelly machine of the number 3, he's putting on a clinic, dude. He's got a 6.5 second lead over second place.
Paul, we got a battle for 8th right now between the 9 machine of Macklin, the 74 of Ronan. First time we've said his name in the 12 of Levener. That 9 is putting on a block clinic right now, trying to hold on to that 8th position. In doing so, he's about to pile them up, Paul. Do not go away from this battle. I'll let you know if anything else is going on the field, but this is the battle on the track, and this battle has the action in it.
That 74 car of Jason Renaudin from Buffalo, New York. He's hungry, and he's sponsored by Fake Steak. He saves it. Holds on to that race car. Little bit of a shot from the 12. His teammate, the 22, gets in the back bumper. Here comes the 88 car moving his way. Ed Boyles, we saw him up front earlier on, side by side with the 12 car, trying to move into the number 74 machine. Holy cow, Wes. This is some fantastic racing. These guys doing some awesome job. Number 74, Jason Ronan, been sim racing for 8 years, 3-season super stock asphalt real racing experience. So definitely been around the block a time or two, trying to get that 8th position from the number 9, dipping on down low on Matt Mackin.
He's not happy about the block party that 9 put on. 9 bounces off the wall coming out of 4. Now he has no option but to open up the door for the 74 and the 12 of Levener. He not only loses 1 position, but now the 9 of Mackin loses 2, possibly 3. Here comes the 88 of Boyles Jr. looking low as we have 3 to go here. And man, this is where it's really riled up just for the 8th position. And now not only did he lose 8th, but he lose 9th, 10th, and he's always back to 11th. And he blocks the 22 for 12, but he holds on to it. The 22 Leighton now moving around that 9. That 9 is just dropping like a rock.
Tough break for the 9 car. Gets almost run over by the Taco Bell. Man, I haven't had Taco Bell in the longest time. Taco Bell machine gets up in the back bumper. Looks like he's a lap or 2 down. 9 car finally going to find a home in the 12th place. But back up front, Tommy Kelly still working some lap traffic. Popsicle sticks up in the air. 2 to go. No, check that. White flag, white rag. 3 car. 7.5 second lead over second place. Pretty much a Sunday drive at this point, coming out of turn number 2, heading on down the backstretch. Some lap traffic here, Wes. Bring us on home as the 3 car heads into turn number 3.
Tommy Kelly has almost led this thing flag to flag. He will lead the most laps as he comes out of turn 4. He sees the checkered flag in the air. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Tommy Kelly. And Tommy Kelly will be followed up by the number 13 of Preston Purrier, who crosses the line. Trevor Apsher will finish 3rd. 4th place coming across the line was Tim Wortman. He's able to finish off with a solid finish. And then rounding out your top 5 will be a 31 of Pete Polini.
Pretty fantastic race here for the debut show, the maiden voyage here for the Showtime Cup Series League here on Vidane TV. Very excited to have these guys signed on for the next 23 races as they wrap up their season. Great win for Tommy Kelly, the number 3 car. We talked to him earlier on. We're going to be talking to him again as he gets ready to burn them on down. But you can see Tommy Kelly, your winner. Preston Purrier, 2nd. Trevor Absher, 3rd. Tim Hortonman Jr., strong run for him. He's going to finish 4th. The number 5th position is going to go to Pete Polini. Patrick McClendon, Wade Palmer, the 5th. Jason Renaudin, Caleb Levener, and Marshall Layton, the league administrator, finishes 10th.
Awesome race, awesome finish. Man, and the biggest battle there was mid-pack, and even though it was just mid-pack, it still had us on the edge of our seat, and that's what we like to see when there are battles everywhere. So, man, that was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Taking a second look here, Ed Boyles Jr., the number 88 ride. He's going to finish 11th. Michael Buckley finishes 12th. Jonathan Coombs, Stephen Wood, Alonzo King, Matt Mackin, Jimmy Absher, Stuart Ovens, Pete Woodrum, and Evan Amick, and round out 10th through 20. Just taking a look throughout the rest of the field here. A lot of different drivers from a lot of different places. As you see, the number 3 car blows the motor, celebrating. Great run there. John Tutty, Ian Yeager, Raul Meza, Brandon Hinton, Colin Zemer, Derek Cook, Sean Stamper, Charles Stevens, Tim Ingram, and Ken Ehlert rounding out the top 30. And coming through the rest of the field, Jonathan Noland, Joshua Ballers, Michael Miller, Ryan King, David Dothwaite, Ryan DeShazo, James Kerr, Wade Palmer IV, and Brandon McDonald finishing up there in the number 6 machine in 39th position. But Wes, holy cow, what a great race here from these guys here in the Showtime Cup Series. Pretty great race, pretty great finish, and a lot of action throughout. And I'm actually going to kick it on over to you, as it appears as though you have caught up with the race winner, Tommy Kelly, in the number 3 car.
Tommy Kelly, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I got you.
Man, we watched you dominate, almost flag to flag, a little bit of a mistake coming into pit road. You got bailed out by a caution, a very timely caution, and seen you hook up that second lane, man. How did you get it done in such dominating fashion here tonight?
Yeah, there's a lot of luck there with the big mistake there in the first pit stop, and I don't know how I got lucky enough to still be in it after that, but just knew I had a good long run car, and I knew there was a couple guys coming on that foot run there, and just kind of let them burn their stuff up and took off once they started to fall off, and never looked back. I'm pretty pleased with what we got going on at the RCR team. We're looking pretty good for setups at the moment.
Now, when it came to tire wear, obviously it was a huge difference from worn-out tires to the fresh tires, almost a 2-second difference. How much of that did you take in effect when you were out front? Were you still able to save? Walk us through how you worked out the tire wear issue for this race.
I tried to mainly just stay a little backed off 100%, and try and conserve the right front tire. That's one you really have to watch all the time. And when you did that at the end of the run, you were still running a couple tenths faster than everybody else. So it was mainly right at the beginning of the run, had to make sure you were doing your job.
And that you did. There was a second that we thought maybe that your teammate there may have had something for you there in the 00, but you worked out that top line. And that's something that we're curious to see if anybody would be able to pop up there and really get that going. And when you popped out on Wortman Jr. and you kind of brought the 19 there with you, did you find something earlier the race that all right, this is going to work up here, or was it just something you're like, heck, let me give this a shot?
Mark just got forced up there on that one restart, and the bumps in 1 and 2 are pretty rough on the bottom. Makes it a little hard to get the car to stick, and after probably 5 or 6 laps, it gets to where you're having to lift a little bit up to hold the bottom. I knew I could hold the momentum up around the top, and it seemed to work out pretty well.
Now, we know that it takes a lot to make it happen in real life, and we know it takes some help to make it here on the sim racing side as well. Who's in your camp? Who helps you make it happen at the end of the day?
I just really like to thank all my teammates, Preston, Tim, Stuart, Pete. They're all a bunch of help. We work really hard on developing setups and testing a few nights a week for each race. And without any of them guys, we really couldn't make it happen.
Man, this was our first time getting to watch you guys race, and you definitely put on a show. You showed us how to get it done. Congratulations again on the win, and I'm sure we'll see you next week and get rocking and rolling at it.
Yes, sir. We'll see if we can back it up next week.
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, that was your winner, Tommy Kelly. All right, and I believe Paul is with a second place, Preston Imperior, in that number 13 machine.
Speaking of teammates down here, the number 13 Geico machine, strong run all night long. Started second, finished second, running up towards the top 5 for most of the night. Preston, walk us through your race.
Oh man, it was just a lot of conserving and trying to make sure I was there at the end. We worked hard on fuel conservation, tire conservation, past few days, pit entry, pit exit. I think that really, really helped us finish 4 out of the top 5.
Yeah, for sure. We actually saw your teammate have a little bit of a squirrely pit entry there on the first green flag pit stop, but able to gather it back up and came home with a win. So no harm, no foul there. But definitely something you got to practice here on these intermediate racetracks, and we can really see with the lap times. It seemed like the tire wear really affected the race car towards the end of a long run.
Oh, it absolutely did. For the first 10, 12, 13 laps, you could go flat out if you really wanted to. I was lifting from lap 1 on all of my runs, so I could have a little bit more at the end. Didn't have quite enough for Tommy. He is just a beast out there.
Yeah, for sure. That 3 car was strong all night long, really putting on a clinic, picking them up, putting them down with the laps, and led the most laps here tonight. Over 50 laps led for that number 3 car, but pretty cool to see. You finish in second place behind your teammate. What better way to celebrate? And we see we got Geico on the hood, Geico on the quarter panels as well. But who else makes it happen for the number 13 of Preston Purier?
Well, my guys at RCR, Stu helps us out so much, and I mean we just work together as a team. Mainly I want to thank the people who put this league together and help fund it and everything. I mean, Marshall puts it together. We got SimNut, we got Budget Sim Boxes, and Butt Kicker helping us out, and they've been pretty amazing to us so far. They got us you guys.
Absolutely, and Wes and I have been talking all broadcast long. Very, very impressed for the maiden voyage here, the Showtime Cup Series here on Bedane TV. But do want to definitely give you one more opportunity just to thank anybody watching at home, any friends, family, any potential sponsors out there. The mic is all yours.
Well, I got my girlfriend and her daughter here watching me from over my shoulder a little bit sometimes. Got a few friends watching. I think I got my buddy Zach watching. I think I got my friend Amanda, her kids watching. My mom might be watching. A special shout out to her if she is. But just everyone who tuned in, thank you guys. Couldn't happen without you.
Congratulations, Preston. Great qualifying run turns into a great race run. Started second, finished in the very same spot. Something to definitely behold here. Great big field here, the Showtime Cup Series.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Paul.
Absolutely. And Wes, I'm kicking it back over to you. Looks like you may very well have caught up with a third place finish of the number 19 of Trevor Apsher.
Trevor, solid run tonight in the 5-hour Energy Toyota Camry. You were a comer and goer in this race. It seemed like once you were able to get some heat in those tires, you were able to work your way up, and you worked your way up to a top 3 finish. Tell us how you got it done.
Yeah, I felt like my car was a lot better in the long run versus everybody else's, but short run, they were killing me. They had some good short run speed. I just tried to stay with them enough for a good 10 laps and then make some passes once my car got into a long run and I could be able to make some passes.
Now, with it being a long run, obviously these tires fell off pretty quickly and you really had to conserve. Is that one of the ways you were able to really take advantage of those long runs? Was your strategy mainly working on conserved tires over anything else?
Honestly, I never conserved tires. I just changed my driving style as my car changed. And as the tires wore out, I just kind of let out, go slow down to go faster is the way I was looking at it on a long run. As you slow down going into the corner, it's going to help you coming off the corner as the tires wore out.
You definitely figured out how to get it done and finished off with that top 3 finish. Tell us a little about you, man. Where are you from? Give us a little bit of background about you.
I'm from Rural Hall, North Carolina, small town in North Carolina, right outside north of Winston-Salem. I don't play this game a lot. I only really play it on Wednesdays, and I play a lot of cornhole. That's about all I do.
And you know what? It's okay to be a cornhole champion too, as long as your town recognizes you. So, tell us a little bit about who helps get it done here for you. Who helps with the setup? Give out some thank yous if you got them.
Honestly, I just gotta thank my team a lot because I put zero practice time in because I'm always busy with school and work and of course cornhole, and I literally just come in on Wednesday and they help me with the setup and everything, and so I gotta thank my teammates and Marshall for putting on a great league and everything, man. It's awesome.
All right, man. Well, we had fun calling this race and calling your action. The first time we were able to do so, and man, we're looking forward to calling the action again with you in it. And hopefully, we can call you again when you're in a position like this. Get yourself a podium. Until next week, buddy.
Heck yeah, I hope I get to talk to y'all every week.
Sounds good, buddy. All right. Once again, that was third place, Trevor Afshner in that number 19 machine. All right, and then we're going to go right back up to the booth. Paul is going to give us a little bit more of a rundown of what we got coming up and wrap things up here at Venane TV.
We're actually going to take a quick minute here to talk to the number driver 22, Marshall Layton, league administrator here for the Showtime Cup Series, making the maiden voyage here on Venane TV. Marshall, you guys did not disappoint. I know you and I have been speaking back and forth there on the old Facebook, back and forth, getting everything set up here for tonight. You guys put on one whale of a show, man. We had a great green flag run. We had a couple sets of green flag pit stops. Put on an awesome show. You had a great run. Started 19th, worked your way up to 10th. I guess we'll make first things first. Walk us through your race.
Yeah, we were tied at the beginning of the race, so just kind of had to play it by ear, and then went into the pits and made some adjustments. And then right before the last caution, the last pit stop, made it up to third, and then come back out around 15th and work my way back up to 10th. It was a really good setup.
Good deal, and a good solid top 10 run here for the number 22 machine. And man, I'm telling you, it was a really good race. A lot of green flag racing, a lot of different strategies going on with the pit stops and everything like that. So really looking forward to the rest of the season here. What have we got on tap here for the Showtime Cup Series? What do the next couple of weeks look like here?
We're actually off for the next 2 weeks. Then we get started back after the first of the year, and get right back at it.
Cool deal. Well, you got a couple of opportunities here. Who gets it done for the number 22 car team, the Penske Pennzoil machine there? Any sponsors you may have that get you to the track, and a good opportunity to thank any of the sponsors that you've got for the league as well.
Yes, sir. Want to give a big shout out. First of all, I want to give a shout out to everybody that runs in the league that make this thing possible. If it wasn't for everybody, this league wouldn't be possible. Also, want to give a shout out to SimNut, Butt Kicker, and Budget Sim Boxes. But anyway, first interview, kind of nervous, but anyway, it was a fun race. Can't wait to get back out on track again.
For sure. You guys put on a heck of a show here, Marshall. Looking forward to, after the first of the year, we're doing a little bit of a wind down here ourselves here at Venane TV, kind of winding down for the holidays. We got a couple of things coming up in the next week or so, but going to be hanging out with some friends, some family, so we're really looking forward to that. But, man, we're going to be kicking off 2021 in a hard way, and, well, it looks like I got two of these left, so there's one for you, and here's one for me. Here's the 21 and a good partnership between Venane TV and the Showtime Cup Series.
Yes, sir. Y'all are an awesome group of guys, and I appreciate y'all giving us the opportunity to put us on the Facebook and YouTube and trying to help our league grow.
For sure, and that's what we're all about here at Venane TV. We want to see ourselves grow, we want to see our brand grow, but we also want to see all of our partners, our leagues, and our friends grow as well, because that's what it's all about. But great run here tonight, top 10, awesome showing here for the very first race on Venane TV for the Showtime Cup Series. Looking forward to many more in the future.
Yes, sir. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, and that's Marshall Layton, the number 22 car, league administrator here for the Showtime Cup Series. Great running here. Wes, man, that was a damn good race.
Again, you got a little bit of everything. You got some short run action. You got some long run action. You got some action in the middle of the pack, the front of the pack, the back of the pack. You had hard racing for 8th. You don't see that everywhere where you got guys beating and battling and blocking for 8th position, and we got that tonight. And it just shows that these guys are passionate about what they're doing, and every position counts. And definitely a lot of fun, Paul. I know I don't get to hop up in this booth as often as what maybe I did March or April. But when I do get up here, I hope that we get to call some action that is entertaining, and I was not let down tonight. So that was a blast.
Absolutely. Hey, you got to make those Corvette payments somehow, right? Taking a look at the number 3 car, burning it down
Open one
there.
up for me too, damn it.
But do want to give one more shout out here to SimNut Racing Sims. Get your custom high-grade 80/20 aluminum extrusion chassis designed and delivered to your front door within 2 weeks. By working closely with you through the design process, SimNut will save you time by getting the proper design for your unique needs correct the first time. SimNut will also provide you with a custom build price prior to fabrication to make sure that build is within your budget. All high-grade materials are professionally manufactured and shipped right here from the good old US of A, and it's delivered to the front door of your residence within the next 2 weeks. Let SimNut put you into the last rig you'll ever need to buy. Contact the owner, George Elmer, for more info and to set up your free consultation. Be sure to check out their Facebook page, facebook.com/mysimexperience, or check them out on the gram, Instagram, simnut_racing_sims, and check them out and be sure to check that out as well. Man, it's been a long time since I've been inside a sim rig, so I might have to look into that myself. Maybe I can get a little bit of a discount going on.
Can
there,
you fit?
Well, probably. They manufacture everything to spec, so maybe if I drink a couple more of these Trulies, we'll drop a couple pounds. We'll be able to
What
get a good
specs?
Listen. But we're going to take a look at the upcoming events here. We got some cool stuff coming on Verdane TV tomorrow night. Another doubleheader, the Eastbound Esports League. The guys over there from Newfoundland, Canada, they're going to be running with us. We got about 20 drivers from the Rock that are going to be racing here on Verdane TV. So pretty excited to have Mike James and the boys and gals from Newfoundland coming on board, and Tim's Corner Motorsports running right after that. So very cool to have them on board as well. The Crash for Cash got dashed on Friday night, so Friday night we are not running anything crazy, but Saturday night, Sim 500 Verdane Racing Super Speedway action at the very new iRacing Super Speedway in the Cup Car Saturday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Wes, you're the points leader for that deal. You're tied for the points lead again. 3rd season in a row, trying to get the championship belt. Here we go, one more again. So, crazy stuff going on there. Sunday night, still looking for some sponsors for the East Coast Winter League to try and get those boys on Verdane TV. Still looking for some sponsors here as well for the Showtime Cup Series. These guys have race sponsorships available as well as some network sponsorships. So, definitely reach out to them on Facebook. If you want to, definitely reach out to us at Verdane TV and we can put you in contact with Marshall. Try and get some your brand up here with a really good group of guys. These guys put on a great show here tonight, and I'm really looking forward to the next 23 races. And Monday night, we got a little bit of a unique thing going on. The NEPS guys, the New England, Pennsylvania iRacing Series group, they're going to be doing a draft night for their Super Truck Series that's going to be coming up here on Verdane TV. Not sure what night of the week they're going to be running just yet, but pretty much 6 team captains, 6 teams of 4 drivers, 2 manufacturers in the trucks for the Super Truck Series. Those 6 team captains are going to be running a 20-lap big block dirt race to determine the draft order. So the winner gets to pick 1, the second place gets to pick 2, third place, so on and so forth. And one of the draft picks is going to be the manufacturers of the trucks, so Ford, Chevy, or Toyota. That's going to be a pretty cool little deal. We're kicking that off 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Going to hang out with the boys of the NEPS group. We may very well have some of the fans in there as well because they've got a little bit of a cult following over there with the NEPS, and they always put on a great show. So be sure to join us Monday night for the NEPS League draft night for the Super Truck Series. But Wes, I think that's going to wrap it up here. Wrap it up here for us. Easy enough for me to say the first time by. Great race here for the Showtime Cup Series. The Budget Sim Boxes 100 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Man, final thoughts. What do you think?
That was a blast. I'm glad they reached out. I'm glad that we got this opportunity to call this action for the Budget Sim Boxes 100. We got to see some really good racing. And I think Wednesday night's going to be just that much more entertaining for us, man. So that was a lot of fun. It was fun to be back here up in the booth Saturday night. I'll be back in the driver's seat again for that 10:30 p.m. at qualifying start time in the iRacing Super Speedway Cup car with the Sim 500. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We're gonna bust our tails, try to bring home a good win, and try to hold that points lead. But I'm just trying to have some fun this year. I'm not really trying to win championships, but hey, you can't stop greatness. But anyways, man, again, it's been a blast and cool. It's cool to connect to new leagues. It's cool to connect to new people and see other faces out here. Let's face it, Paul, a lot of the faces that we see them the same faces throughout the same leagues and different leagues. We're used to calling the same names, and there's not a single person in this league that I think we've called one of the races before. So everybody was new to us and new personalities, and that's my favorite part of all this. So that was fun, man.
All about growth here at Vidane TV. We are shooting for the stars. We're trying to get big. We want to get big. We want to be one of the top. No, we want to be the top broadcast partner here in the iRacing service. And not only iRacing, we've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. We got a Madden League that we're working on. We've got some other racing games, simulations as well, a little bit of Wreckfest action as well. Man, we got a lot of cool stuff coming on, and we may very well have the New Year's Eve showdown, the New Year's Eve party here at Vidane TV, where we hang out. We have a couple of adult ice-cold beverages and just kind of shoot the breeze a little bit and kind of revamp and review the 2020 season as we started this deal back in March throughout the pandemic and kind of worked our way here. And we're one of the top contenders here with the broadcast partners here in the iRacing simulation, and we're very proud of it. And it doesn't happen without leagues like Showtime Cup Series putting on a great show here, good clean race here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. But that's going to do it here tonight for Vidane TV. Showtime Paul Strickland Jr., the producer and commentary guy, Rowdy Wesley Hogue, by my side. Again, back to our roots here at Vidane TV is Rowdy Wesley Hogue and myself kind of founded this deal. Kyle Young out there watching as well, driving around working on his deal. But, man, for everybody here at Vidane TV, everybody at the Showtime Cup Series, all the sponsors, partners, drivers, fans, and whatnot, all the guys selling hot dogs down there in turn number 2, we're going to wrap it up here. We're going to catch you guys on the flip side. We're going to be coming back tomorrow night, another doubleheader, a little bit of Canadian action going on. The Eastbound Esports League kicking us off at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Tim's Corner Motorsports following right behind them, doing a little bit of a two-car tango action on a Thursday night, a little bit of a snowy night here on in the Northeast. So we're going to kick it off here, probably knock back a couple more of these Truly deals, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side. See you tomorrow night here on Vidane TV.